Landman Season 2 is finally getting exciting. Our main villain just made an entrance, and he is about to ruin Tommy's life forever. Thankfully, his father is there to save him. So, let's talk about it. In episode 3, we saw the difference between the world on top and the world underneath. And to me, it was one of Taylor Sheridan's best work in terms of establishing the stark contrast between different socio-economic brackets. I mean, Angela was off showing Tommy gold-plated toilets on FaceTime, while roughnecks like Dale and Boss were out on a rusted old MTEX well site, just trying to make it home alive. Like, it is as absurd as this. And it made me think about the unfairness of the world once again. Like, it is simply heartbreaking. These guys had one goal after all, earning a wage, finishing their shift, and going home to their families. They didn't demand anything fancy. And yet, instead of getting their simply wishes, their hydrogen sulfide monitors started screaming. The wind blew invisible death toward them, and suddenly, they were being airlifted out in a medevac chopper. Well, I don't know about you guys, but watching them get yanked between survival and another day on the clock impacted me harder than I expected, and it made me love this show even more. At the same time, we watched Cami unravel, let's say, a different kind of danger. She digged through Monty's old paperwork with Rebecca and Nathan and slowly realized that every part of her marriage had hidden corners. Well, are you surprised? Because I'm absolutely not. I mean, with men like Monty, it is almost given that they have a bunch of secrets. And Cami admits this as well. She always suspected Monty had secrets, but now she's wondering whether the man she loved was just another wildcatter who was playing a game he couldn't win. Turns out all the money flowing into MTEX wasn't paying for anything. It wasn't even coming from MTEX. Every account was being floated on high-profile credit lines, loans pulled from everywhere, all filtered through shell companies that led nowhere. So, on top of grieving her husband, Cami is now grieving the possibility that he might have left her drowning in mess he never trusted her enough to explain to. Because of all these reveals, when she finally found Monty's personal lawyer hiding out at the Cattlemen's Club, I understood exactly why she blew up. In fact, I rooted for her. I think any of us in her shoes would have done the same. She threw 2 drinks in his face before Tommy even gets involved, demanding to know why he ignored her calls. And I swear, the way this man tries to brush her off almost made me want to throw something at him as well. He said, "Well, it was his company, Tommy. He didn't owe you a goddamn explanation." I mean, Cami was sitting right there. What a disrespectful jerk this man was. It's her company now, and the man acts like she doesn't even exist. Tommy finally snapped and broke a bottle over the guy's head, and honestly, I didn't blame him. Not one bit. What's wild is that the lawyer kept hiding something, and you can feel it. I mean, I can see it in his eyes. There is no way he's this incompetent. No way. So, it is about time that we see there's something else buried in Monty's choices in the next episode. And I'm hoping that Cami wouldn't have to despise her late husband in the end, because she deserves to have fond memories of Monty. Meanwhile, Andy Garcia's character, Galino, who is now revealing himself as Danny Morell, was at the center of attention. From the minute Tommy walks into his sleek office, it's obvious that Morell is a tough guy. He's positioning himself like a man who owns the whole board. He tells Tommy, "What I do is reinvest income. I diversify revenue. Where that revenue comes from is irrelevant." And hearing him say that knowing he's running cartel money through all these so-called legitimate businesses just made my skin crawl. Tommy calls him out for stealing from Cooper, and Morell fires right back, telling him, "You're not partners with me. You're partners with a 22-year-old kid with a net worth of a fucking 30-year-old pickup truck." Then, on the way out, Morell drops the last line that made me hate him even more. He said, "Every time you take a fucking breath, you owe me." That's the moment I realized this season isn't playing around with villains. Morell isn't coming at Tommy head-on. He's finding every backdoor he can, and the next few scenes showed that he is about to use his wife as a tool to get into Tommy's mind and life through Angela, which is extremely concerning. When it comes to Angela, I don't know what's going on with her this episode, but twice she tries to hook up with Tommy while he's driving. Like, twice. That's all I'm going to say on this, because if you watched my previous reviews on Landman, you already know how I feel about her and the way her character is written. Anyway, she's also on this mission to move them all into some giant mansion in Fort Worth so they can be closer to Ainsley when she starts college. Tommy doesn't even get a moment to breathe before she's dragging him into another big decision he didn't ask for. I think that's why, when Cami asks him how life is with Angela, His answer lands exactly the way it should as he says, "One big tragic cartoon." Then the episode ties everything together at the Cattlemen's Club. As I said, Tommy was trying to get answers from the lawyer, but Galeno is watching from across the room like a spider waiting to move. Later, when Angela arrived from house shopping, the five of them ended up at the same table: Tommy, Angela, Cami, Morel, and his wife Bella. It felt like a casual evening at first, but underneath all the smiles and cocktails, Morel was clearly taking notes, figuring out who he can use. He even hints to Cami that she might need an investor. That's when I knew he's seeing MTEX as another way to get to Tommy. He said earlier, "I'm learning the scope of your thing as you learn the scope of mine." And it's literally chilling because you can tell he means it. And episode 4 teaser proves it. In the teaser, we see Cami going on a lunch with Morel, where Morel clearly tries to influence her perspective on Tommy. He first talks about how he can be beneficial to Cami and her company, especially during this difficult situation. He then started to refer to a certain type of person as snakes, and Cami immediately realized what he was doing and asked, "Did you just call Tommy a snake?" Morel answered, "He is a hawk, and hawks eat snakes too." Well, clearly, Morel will come with a massive offer to Cami, but in return, he will demand Tommy's head, figuratively. So we will watch Cami struggle to make a decision. Will she choose to save her company or to keep Tommy by her side? We will see. By the way, did you realize we didn't see Sam Elliott not even for a second in this episode? Because personally, I couldn't stop thinking about him and even missing him. But don't worry, he is making a return in episode 4 as we are watching Tommy's mother's funeral. As you can expect, the funeral will be an extremely emotional event, especially when Tommy is challenged by his father to realize their mother's true nature and how bad of a childhood he get. But even more important than all these, we will see Sam's character ending up at Tommy's home, which is absolutely exciting, and I cannot wait for it. For more weekly updates on Landman, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.